What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Kings of the Clubhouse with Big Kriegs, Tommy Zachary. Today is Friday, March 7th, 2025, and we got a short little episode here for you. Going to be talking about some college hoops, a little bit of NFL, just kind of going all over the place. So we're just going to hop right into it. We're recording this on Thursday night, so we're going to have a live update of the Michigan State-Iowa game. But first, we're going to pivot to the Michigan game that happened. Last night they lost another bad game at home to Maryland, 71-66. It was just bad.
At least Maryland's a good team.
Yeah, Maryland's a good team, but Michigan, there's no reason they should have lost that game at all. They
played good basketball for like 7 minutes and bad basketball the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree. It just was not good. They turned the ball over, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times in the last 5-6 minutes of the game. Turnovers have been the thing that have killed them all year, and it turned out to really bite them in the ass last night. So it's unfortunate to see. Hopefully they have a bounce back game against Michigan State on Sunday, at least play well, and then you have the Big Ten tournament.
There's stretches of games where their offense looks really, really good and put together, and then stretches where it's like, this is not a D1 basketball team.
Yeah.
There's times where they can't buy buckets. It's bad to watch at times. When State made their run against them in the second half 2 weeks ago, or last week, it's bad. Their offense is non-existent at times.
It can, it's either...
Their defense isn't good enough for the offense to take breaks.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But we'll do a current MSU Iowa update. There's 2:41 left. State is up 83-70. Iowa is shooting an and one, I believe. Split screening, trying to keep an eye on both. But State should wrap this game up. This gives them outright Big Ten regular season title, which is Izzo's 11th in his 30th season. And people were writing him off at the beginning of the season. So this is the third time he started the season unranked and won the Big Ten, which is, I think, says a lot about him as a coach and the program.
Yeah, they were talking. Me and Loomis were watching the game earlier, and they were talking about a stat. He's had 2,000 something games just at home in East Lansing, and he only has 300 something losses. So he's well deserving. He's a great coach. I mean, this is one of the better teams that he's had, and they could really make a run with the way that they've been playing. They gotta come and win this game against Iowa, and we'll see how they do in the tournament. But they definitely could be a 1 seed depending on.
They need some help, but
yeah, they would.
If they dominate the Big Ten tournament, I think they squeeze in as a 1 if we get some help. But I'm content with 2 seed. So we'll see. This time next week we'll talk a little bit about Selection Sunday. Won't fully dive into it because conference tournaments will still be going on. And then Monday, obviously, we'll cover the whole bracket.
Yeah.
But speaking of tournament, Big Ten tournament starts the 12th. Change of format this year. The bottom 4 teams don't make it. The top 4 teams get a 2-round bye instead of a 1.
Correct.
So that'll take place from the 12th until the 16th. Yep. Championship being on the 16th. Second favorite tournament of the year. I love watching the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, except we can just talk about RIP to the old logo. They changed it. It's not
the spiral of colors.
Yeah. It's not the spiral colored anymore. It's a new just block format. It just says Big Ten Championship 2025. Yeah. The old logo is just nostalgic. That's what the logo is. You know what I mean? That's what you think about when it's a Big Ten tournament. We'll transfer over into a little more of the college hoops now that it's getting, we're right into March. We're in March, obviously. So
March Madness has started already. That's what people think is they don't think it doesn't start until the tournaments. No, the last week and a half of the season is March Madness. That's when March Madness begins.
Yep. With that being said, number 1 Auburn, number 4 Tennessee, and number 7 Bama all take in-conference losses to SEC schools. Auburn and Tennessee. Auburn was on the road to A&M. Tennessee lost at home to an unranked Ole Miss team, and Bama lost to a good Florida team who could now potentially get a 1 seed.
I think they locked up a 1 seed. As long as they don't lose their first game of the tournament, they're I think they're the fourth 1 seed.
Yeah,
That's why I think State gets not shafted, but shifted to a second seed because of Florida.
yeah, and then obviously whenever we have the brackets and stuff set, we'll put our brackets on here. Show you guys if you guys want to, we'll create a pool for the show, and whoever wants to join can join it. Just a little fun pool. See how you
Make
guys
it free.
Yeah, just see how you guys do.
Talk about winners through leaders every week. Yeah, that'll be fun though. We'll hop into this NBA. Well, the only NBA news is Kyrie Irving tore his ACL out for the season. Just Mavericks. It's also said Mark Cuban spent 25 years or something building the Mavericks, and it got torn down in 60 days or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the
3 months.
worst. They were looking and saying I was seeing a bunch of tweets and stuff about it, but basically this is like the worst 60-day stretch that a franchise has ever had. Like it's that bad.
Yeah, it's rough. Another thing, just quick, because I saw it on the ticker. The Lakers are 7-3 in their last 10, and like 19 and 4 or something. I could be wrong, but they're having an unreal stretch. Luka's got 3 straight games with 30 points. Like, it's crazy the difference he's made. I know that's not on our topics, but I saw, like I said, Lakers have been making a run. It's crazy what Luka has done to that team. The team was good before. They just were missing something. And I just don't think, yeah, AD and LeBron won a title together, but their playing styles right now don't mesh.
Yeah.
And we can see that now that LeBron needed a legit number one, a healthy number one.
And that Lakers team is really good too. Like
they're very good.
They're looking very good. Luka came and meshed, and they're all buying into the way that they need to play, and it's looking really, really good for them.
Another note. Yeah. LeBron scored 50,000 points. Was the first person ever. Just want to point that out. And the game he did it, his son scored a basket too, which is insane to think about or even talk about. We'll hop into some NFL though. So 2 things regarding the Seahawks. Tyler Lockett was released, and then not even an hour later, DK Metcalf asked for a trade to a contender. It seems like they're blowing that up.
Yeah,
which I mean that receiver core kind of underperformed last 2 years actually.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate. They looked to be so good when Russell was there, and then Russ started going down, and the whole receiving core as a whole just hasn't performed to what it has been.
And Smith was good last year, but it wasn't because of the receivers.
No.
Like, they'd have a couple good games, but it's the run game that carried them.
Yeah, I mean, because it would open up so much more with how Kenneth Walker was performing.
And Charbonnet. Charbonnet's been good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It'll be interesting to say, it'll be interesting to see, just see where DK goes.
Where do you think he goes?
I think he's going to end up in Detroit. I really do. I hate to say it, but I think that's where he's going to end up.
You think they're going to try to get a receiver instead of a lineman?
I do.
Defensive lineman?
I do. I think they're going to try and pair another number 1 receiver with Amon-Ra and make that offense great.
Could you imagine Metcalf, St. Brown, and JMO?
And Gibbs.
And Laporta and Gibbs.
Yeah, that offense.
That offense would be stupid.
And they were the number 1 offense last year. So, imagine what that offense could do.
You're adding probably the biggest vertical threat in the league to that offense.
And the rumors right now are with the Lions and then the Chargers.
To replace Bosa.
Yeah, of what I've been seeing. I've also been seeing that the rumors are it's going to be a first and a third for it. So it has to be it's going to be a big trade to be able
It's
to
got to
do
be worth it. Yeah, he's has the potential to be generational talent.
it. Yeah,
I think he goes to Detroit, or I think he might be a Steeler.
I don't
I
know.
imagine him and Pickens together.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have Russ thrown to him. Like that's what they're gonna be committed to, or what? Kirk Cousins. Like they have to they can't spend capital right now on getting anything other than
No,
moving
but
up to get a
I
quarterback. I
think
think.
if they have Russell one more year, or even if they want, I don't think Fields wants to go back. But you get Russell for one more year. You draft a quarterback in like the second round, third round. Let him learn on a Russ. They're Metcalf and uh, Pickens are both still young. Metcalf's a little older, but they're both still young. Like that would what better receivers could you want a rookie quarterback to come into, or a sophomore quarterback making his first starts? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I just think they have more of a need elsewhere other than trying to go get
Oh, their whole offense needs
yeah.
a facelift. But another trade request, Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals, which is crazy.
Well, it's because of the Max Crosby deal. Max Crosby getting
Yeah.
that deal, we should have put it in there. He got a 3-year deal for like almost $100 million,
No, it was
and
over 100. It was
like
100
111 or
and
something
three.
like
It was
that.
I think it was 103 and a half, and the guaranteed was like 91 and a half,
That's insane.
which is in absurd.
Yeah, and so that whole thing changed the market. There are going to be so many pass
They
rushers.
weren't paying him anyways.
No, there's going to be so many pass rushers that get paid this offseason now. And I think the Bengals saw that and they said, "Yeah, we're not going to do that. If you want to go see what we can get for a trade, go ahead." I really think
I
what's going to happen is I think he's in either. I think he's going to end up in Chicago. I hope at least.
I I think he's gone 100%. I don't think there's a world where he doesn't get traded. I think they're doing this because they couldn't pay him and Higgins, and I think they would rather keep Higgins.
Yeah, they're going to try and work out a deal with Higgins before the season starts,
I think that is
or just let him play on the tag for another year, I guess, and then get one.
and try if they not suck, but if they start out slow again, try to get rid of him at the deadline for some prospects. Not prospects. I'm thinking I got a baseball mind going right now.
Picks.
Some picks. Something else I saw is I don't know how true it is, but one of my Denver pages retweeted that they're the current odds-on favorites to land Garrett Wilson.
Oh,
That would
okay.
make our offense dynamic. State just won 91-87, Big Ten champs outright. Iowa chucked up a bunch. 84, they cut off the shot. 84-91. But back to this. Yeah, Denver. You had Garrett Wilson to the offense. That's scary. And you get
Yeah,
a. And I've seen mock drafts with us. I don't think he falls to 20. But with us getting Genty at 20. You you pull that off as an offseason, you bulk up
I
your running
don't
back
think
room.
I
I don't see a world where he makes it past 15.
saw mock drafts where Denver trading up to like 12 and taking him if he falls. But I mean, we can transition into the next topic. The Bears traded for two All-Pro guards. Jonah Jackson, they traded with the Rams for a 2025 sixth-round pick. It was the pick that they traded the Steelers, Justin Fields of the Steelers with. It was a conditional. Steelers only played Justin Fields for less than 50% of the snaps of the year, which was expected. And they got a sixth instead of a fourth. That sixth-round pick was sent back to the Rams for Jonah Jackson. He ran into injury problems last year with the Rams. Didn't have a really great year. They tried him at left guard, and then they tried him at center when he came back out of nowhere from injury. He didn't have a really good year, just fighting the injury bug. There's more reports coming out that it was kind of a divorce to begin with. As soon as he stepped in the building, he didn't like the changes. He came from Detroit. He was an all-pro guard there when Ben Johnson was there as the pass game coordinator, and then again as the offensive coordinator. So it's cool to see that they did that. Then they also traded for Joe Tooney. They traded next year's fourth-round pick for him with the Chiefs. There were reports that they were initially trying to make a big trade to get Trey Smith, and they would not. They just wouldn't budge. The Chiefs weren't budging. The Bears weren't budging. The Chiefs were adamant on getting more picks. Then Joe Tooney got brought up, and Ryan Poles. Jesus Christ, Ryan Poles just pulled the trigger, and the Bears upgraded their offensive line before the offseason started.
I saw what you sent it, didn't you? That they're in talks about a center too.
Yep, have that as well. They're linked to Drew Dalman. He's the center from Atlanta.
Tennessee or Atlanta.
Yeah, he's 25 years old. He's gonna be the best center on the market, probably.
He's a full-fledged free agent, though.
Yep, complete free agent. Atlanta said they weren't bringing him back. They weren't tagging him. He was going. He right now it's rumored the Bears have the biggest offer for him on the table. So we'll see what he wants to do. He's gonna be a big name free agent. That's essentially what I want. I want the Bears to get them, and then I want them to either trade with Trey Hendrickson. There's talks about that going on, because he played for Dennis Allen in New Orleans. Or he played with Dennis Allen as a coach. It'll be interesting to see what they do. It kind of opens up with trading for those two guards that you can take best player available at 10 depending on what's there. And that could be Genty if that's the way that Ben Johnson wants to go. Right now, I'm just putting all the faith in Ben Johnson. The Bears also signed a tight end today. I can't remember what his name is. His last name's Smythe. I know that. He's more of a running tight end, like a blocking tight end. But I'm gonna trust in Ben Johnson until we start seeing some results on the field. I'm 6 out of 10 excited. I know I've been rambling for a bit, but Bears are Bears. So
Speaking of tight end, Gerald Everett got released tonight, which surprised me.
No, Evan
No,
Ingram.
not Gerald. Evan Ingram got released tonight. That surprised me.
Hey, what's crazy is I did that same exact thing earlier when I was creating the outline. I was like, who got released today? I was like, Gerald Everett. I was like, nope, Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I saw it on my phone when I pulled into the bowling alley. I was like, that surprised me because when he's healthy, he's great.
Yeah, and they're eating like fucking $15 million in dead cap. Yeah, too. They just wanted him gone.
I'll take him.
Yeah, I had to have been something with Liam Cohen not wanting him or trying to shift the offense and not needing that much money as a tight end, because he plays a slot like receiver more than he plays like a tight end.
Right. We already talked. So cut casualties: Tyler Lockett, Joey Bosa, Evan Ingram. Houston made a trade today for Christian Kirk, which I think really helps the receiving core. Tank Dell went under. They had surgery today or yesterday.
I think it was today.
Okay, yeah. He had his ACL surgery today. He's going to be out all year.
Basically they were waiting what happened with his injury just like swell down and heal naturally a little bit, and now they finally realize what they got to do. They did the surgery, and he's going to be out for the whole season.
Yeah. Bobby Wagner signed a 1-year deal with the Commanders to come back. This will probably be his last hurrah. I mean, we thought last year was. We thought he was just signing a 1-year deal to help raise up some young guys on that defense, and they ended up being good. He was great.
Yeah, he played a really good year. It's cool to see him go back there and kind of he's going to end up passing the torch to somebody or
that was he looked like prime Wagner last year. That was a huge get for them.
If he can stay healthy, he can be great.
Yeah. What's the dude's name from Burns, right? From the Eagles? Signed an extension?
Yep, Zach Baum.
Yeah. He's, 3 years?
Yep,
100 million
years.
Something?
Yeah, he deserves it,
the league in tackles, right?
Yeah, absolutely deserves it. His story's awesome.
Hop over Friday Night SmackDown for tonight. They don't have a whole lot listed. They got Cody Rhodes suggest Cena's attack. Randy Orton set to appear. Jade Cargill is set to appear. And then Chelsea Green versus Meechin in a street fight. That's all they have as of right now of time of recording. So we can't really dive into that too much. Yeah, we'll talk about that on Tuesday with results for Monday Night Raw as well. Like, there's just not much for us to talk about. They haven't given us anything.
Yeah.
Last little note got announced tonight. The following Cubs, Kate Horton, Moises Ballesteros, and James Triantos will all play in the spring breakout games. The 2 day, yeah, the Thursday. I think it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday before the season starts. So the couple days after we play in Japan, the Cubs play in Japan. All three of them got the invite and added to the roster, which is cool to see. Because those guys will probably all start in Iowa.
Yeah, I'd imagine they're all going to start in AAA at the very minimum. They're all going to see major league time at some point this year, depending
I
on
think
injuries.
Horton, I don't know. Triantos would probably be the last. I think he'd be end of this like a September call up just to fill those extra spots. I think Horton we get probably end of June, early July, depending. If we have a big injury, I think he's
He's first one up.
number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't because they'd shift. You got to think chain of command. Ben Brown, Assad, Ray.
Yeah.
Those are all number 5, number 5A, number 5B. So
Yeah.
he'd probably be the second starting pitcher to get called up, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
I'm excited though. We're 2 weeks from baseball.
It
Today.
also depends on what how the season goes. If we're in September and we're really in a push, the likelihood we're probably not going to give the opportunities to those guys. We're going to be trusting who's hot, who's been playing well. I mean,
Right.
obviously we'll call people up when we need or if injuries happen, but I don't think this season's going to be much like the past where come August and September we're itching to see prospects in the majors to see what they have.
Get them some playing time.
Yeah, get them to see at least where they're at.
Right. That being said, though, we are going to wrap it up for today. Appreciate the love and support. If you made it this far, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. We're probably going to do a Q&A for Tuesday's episode. So I'll post that online. And yeah, give us some questions to answer. We'll talk about, because right now we're kind of in a dead spot until baseball fully starts our regular season games.
I mean, it'll help that March Madness is here. We'll definitely have things to talk about on our Tuesdays episodes and Fridays going into it.
But this next Tuesday episode is kind of tough. I mean, we could talk Big Ten or the tournament champions and the bracket, but besides that, Friday Night SmackDown results and Monday Night Raw, that's kind of it unless we get some more big NFL news. But
I mean, free agency starts in 6 days, so
yeah,
it's coming right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it.
You got anything?
No, I think that'll do it for me.
All right, we will catch you guys on Tuesday. Have a good weekend. Peace.